I came to the forest to forget. 3 days off-grid. No phone, no traffic, no people. Just the hiss of wind through pine and the rain tapping gently against my tarp. It felt like peace. Until it didn't. It was around midnight when the sound changed. The soft rhythm of rain grew irregular. Some drops were heavier. Slower. Not quite footsteps, but not just water either. I sat up, blinking into the darkness, my breath clouding the air. The forest was silent. Too silent. Then I heard it. A voice, whisper thin and almost lost in the rain. You left it behind. I froze. Every hair on my neck lifted. I hadn't told anyone where I was camping. I scanned the tree line, flashlight trembling in my hand, but the beam caught only sheets of rain and fog. More sounds came. Not from in front of me, but behind. From inside the campsite. From inside the tent. You left us. I couldn't move. My fingers were locked around the handle of the flashlight. I sat like that until first light. When I finally stepped out, everything seemed normal, except the ground was undisturbed. No footprints. No sign anyone had been near. That's when I saw it. Laying beside my cold fire pit was an old photograph, curling from moisture. It was my childhood home. And behind the window, a shadow. Watching. I never took that photo with me. And I haven't seen that house in over 15 years, not since the fire. The ranger hesitated when I asked for campsite 3. Said most people avoided it. Something about drainage and unsettling quiet. I laughed it off. I'd camped solo in the Rockies, the Tetons, even parts of Denali. I wasn't afraid of quiet. But this wasn't just quiet. It was wrong. No birds. No insects. No frogs in the pond nearby. Just the constant drizzle and my own breathing. Even the wind seemed to avoid that hollow. The second night, it felt like something was waiting. I stayed in my tent, trying to sleep. Around 1:17 a.m., I was jolted awake by wet footsteps on gravel. They stopped just inches from my tent flap. The fabric moved slightly, something brushed it. I held my breath. No voice. No flashlight. No movement. Then I heard it, a whisper. Male. Broken. Third night's not for you. I stayed frozen, knife in hand until dawn. When I emerged, the ground was muddy, no prints but mine. But something caught my eye. A nearby tree had fresh marks carved into its bark. The words were clear. Do not stay the third night. I left instantly. But the trail out curved strangely, and I ended up looping back. That's when I saw it, nestled in the trees, behind a thicket of underbrush, a second tent. My tent. Same make. Same model. Same patch I stitched myself. Inside were items I never brought, an old notebook filled with journal entries, in my handwriting. Entries dated for tomorrow night. We were a group of 4, college friends doing one last trip before graduation. We pitched our tents near a ridge and built a makeshift lean-to for cover. The rain hit around dusk and didn't let up. By 2:47 a.m., it was my turn for watch. The rain made everything sound farther away, like I was underwater. The others slept, huddled in their tents, the fire reduced to a dim orange ember. Then I saw it, a flickering light through the woods. Like an oil lantern, weaving between the trees. It wasn't a flashlight. The glow was old-fashioned, warm, and strangely inviting. I called out. No answer. I radioed, but only static came through. I decided to follow. Maybe another camper. Maybe someone in trouble. I followed it for maybe 10 minutes, my boots sinking into the rain-slick leaves. The light never got closer, but it never vanished either. Always just far enough to pull me deeper. Then it stopped near a fallen log. I approached, heart hammering. There was no person. Just an old lantern resting on the ground. Burning. I picked it up. The handle was hot, impossibly hot for being out in the rain. I turned back. And found myself alone. No lean-to. No tents. No trail. When I finally stumbled back into the campsite hours later, it looked untouched. But something was wrong, only 3 sleeping bags. And one was zipped shut from the inside. I unzipped it. Empty. Cold. Dry. They say trauma messes with your memory. But what I remember most clearly is this. I came on this trip alone. I don't have 3 friends. But on my phone, there are dozens of photos. 4 of us. Smiling. Standing in the rain. And in every single photo, I'm not the one holding the camera.